everyone, welcome to Bickering Book Reviews. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Becky.
And today we're talking about The Last Bus to Everland by Sophie Cameron. And actually, I was going to say, this has already been published, but I think it's been published in Scotland because it's set in Scotland.
Yes.
And then we're not getting it until
later.
Mid-June. Are we in June? I don't even know what.
It is June.
Is.
I
have no idea what
it's summer reading, and as librarians, we're dying. Just a little bit. But I got this, so I got an ARC of this at Book Buzz, and I didn't have time to read it, so I got the eARC off of Edelweiss.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I got the eARC from Edelweiss. Yeah, yes. Okay, so, Brody is worthless. Well, at least that's how he feels. He isn't as smart as...
I was going to say harsh. I know, right? Where are you going with this? Because I read this book. Anyway, okay.
He isn't as smart as his genius older brother, and two girl bullies. The only reason why I say girls is because I feel like whenever you say bullies, you automatically assume that they're dudes, especially if it's another dude.
That's
they're
true.
Girl bullies.
They're mean girls.
And they're constantly getting on him. After the bullies kidnap his cat, Tink for short, it's Tinkerbell, and she is saved by Nico, Brody's world completely changes. This beautiful boy wearing fairy wings takes on the bullies, saves Brody's cat, and shows him a way to Everland, a magical alternate world that you can only access every Thursday night via a magical door at 11:21 p.m.
Exactly.
All the crap of this family not having money, his father's untreated agoraphobia, I think it's untreated as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, it was kind of,
his feelings of inferiority are irrelevant because now Brody has Everland. However, when the doors to Everland begin to disappear, Brody must make the difficult decision about which world he's going to choose to live in.
So, I kind of have a mixed reaction to this book. First of all, this book is super Scottish, which if you're in Scotland, it's awesome. And, I am a big Anglophile, so I was like, oh, I got it. But I keep wondering, if a random kid pulls this book off my new bookshelf, is it going to, kind of be jarring for them? Or maybe they Americanized it a little for the audience, and because we got an ARC, and we didn't get that aspect.
And what do you mean by that? Like the dialect?
I feel like the dialect, I feel like they're talking about different areas in Scotland, different streets in Scotland, and I've been planning a trip to Scotland for a while. There's some issues that have been going on, so, I knew what they were talking about, but some of the other stuff I was like...
I don't know if that really struck me as being overly Scottish. I don't know. I don't think I saw that.
Okay.
Because it's really just about having a family who doesn't have any money and then finally finding a way out into a magical world. And the magical world is irrelevant. Wherever you're at is irrelevant.
And you kind of hit on something that I like, because I liked the fact, I don't know, would we say that they were poverty-stricken? I mean, it kind of felt like they definitely were close to it, if not. But I felt like they kind of showed from the inside, he still saw all these great things that were happening with his family, even though they didn't have money. Yeah. That wasn't, this major hindrance in his life. It was just part. And I liked how she did that. I liked Brody. I thought Brody was a likable character.
He was.
I just didn't feel like any of the other characters were as well-developed as I would have liked.
Yeah, I found myself, and the thing is, I found myself being more interested in the parts not in Everland.
Yes.
I was never taken in by Everland.
I don't think the world was built well enough. I would have liked more about his brother.
Yeah.
His brother was a variant. His brother should have his own book.
And his sister was interesting enough.
Right, yeah.
I just don't know if Everland was developed enough for me to want to be in there. It did take me a while to kind of get into this book,
it did
to get into the the vibe of the book.
And it's short. It's really short. For it to take. It took me a while to get through it.
But I think it poses some interesting questions. I think the way that it interweaves psychology or mental health within is interesting. However, I personally am not in a good place with kind of how it was resolved, because it really kind of, this choice between Everland and living in the real world, to me, is very reminiscent of suicide, to commit suicide or to live. And I'm just not in a good place with kind of how the resolution worked out.
It did kind of, because they do have this option of staying in Everland, and once you stay in Everland and the door disappears, you're stuck there. And, I mean, they do even say, your family thinks you're dead. So it is almost like killing yourself.
Yeah, I mean, because Everland is essentially an afterlife. As far as it's like your thought of heaven. You know what I mean? Because It's everything that you could ever want. It's the perfect temperature.
Well, because aren't the Lost Boys and Peter Pan supposed to be dead?
I think so.
And they say that they had become the Lost Boys.
So, I don't know. I'm in a weird place with it. Like, I don't know. I get it, I guess. I don't know. I'm just in a weird place with it.
I know. It was a hard book to, like, react to. Because, like I said, like, the characters are fine for what they are. The world building's fine for what it is. But it felt like a novella. It didn't feel like a full book to me.
I can agree with that.
And, like I said, I personally was the older brother Jake.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Jake was supposed to be this kid that grew up very poor, and he tested well, and now he's supposed to be the best. And does he want to be the best? I also liked the storyline, Brody gets a job at a
I
store.
really liked that storyline.
That, to me, like, so if you had taken Everland out and focused on the family and him going to the store, working at the store, that it's an entirely different book, but I would have liked it better.
I can agree with that. It is an entirely different book, but I would have liked it better, too.
Yes. We should rate it.
All right, our rating scale goes from 5 unicorns down to 2 unicorns. If we didn't like it, it doesn't get a horn and is therefore a horse. Where are you?
I'm at a 3. I liked it enough. I liked parts of it, but it didn't, like, hit it out of the park for me.
I'm at a 3. I certainly would try another book by this author. I think it was unique and interesting enough, and it posed some questions it posed some thoughts that I hadn't had before, and in an interesting way. So
that is where we are on Last Bus to Everland.
See ya.
Bye.